Let's go. Oh man! Hey, look. Never duplicated. That. Woo! Woo! The R8RBEAR! Alexa, shut your mouth. It's a long story, okay? I was watching one of those PD arrest shows on YouTube, and the guy I can't believe I'm telling you guys this, but the guy gets arrested. The police throw. I'll be brief. The guy gets Daenerys Robinson knows a lot about this, I'm sure. Jack Wagon. But anyway, they grab this guy and they take him in the back room and they tell him they're arresting him for shoplifting and all this stuff. And he goes, "But I didn't get out of the store." He goes, "Sir, we have you on video stuffing your bag. We know you have at least 10 items on you." But I didn't leave the store. "Sir, but we saw you putting things in your pants, your cargo pockets, your sweatshirt, your bag, everywhere. You must have 50 items on you." But what law did I break? I didn't go outside. I didn't leave. I just wanted to carry the stuff. I wanted to see if I could keep it all on me because I'm riding a motorcycle. I know all of you know. I mean, a lot of people watch these YouTube body cam videos, but that one blew me away. Tradish! R8RBEAR, my first comment. Woo! MVP tonight. Tonight goes to the Lion! Always dropping L's, but never taking losses. Our number one, numero uno, gold medalist tonight, John the Lion. Oh, dang it. I hate when I don't have a weapon when he wins. And when I say that, that means he already knows he won. DPC! David Caliver! That's one of my favorites. The man's a legend. I call him Mount Rushmore. He's he could talk like that guy from the Celtics that won like 13 championships. He's like him, Bill Russell. Third place, my bronze medal goes to S.A. Big Dog! ¿Qué pasó, carnal? You know, when my teacher used to walk around the class, they would say to me, "Mr. Boardlawn, did you finish your essay?" And I'd be like, "That's my homeboy. I never finished my essay." No, that is a good joke. Don't do that. Facebook, where I started it all. First place, gold medalist, numero uno, and also back to back. Now, I don't know why I gave the clause. I was just trying to say he has all. I had two, and when I did John, I did this, and that's just, you know what? Never mind. He's won back to back. Sorry, I butchered your introduction, especially after you won the gold, back to back. Second place, my silver medal goes to Herman Gonzalez Jr. I'm a junior myself, so. What's up, Herman? Welcome to the show. And last, bronze, but not least, that adorable little creature, my first supporter ever. I love her to death. I've already done little favors for her, and I'm going to do more in the future because she's so freaking awesome. Anna Diaz Rincon! Anna, you gotta post a picture with your new hat for me. You must have got it by now. Stop playing. So it's an honorable mention to Troy Gill. What's up, Troy? Welcome to the show, brother. And honorable mention to Jim Vanderlyn when all these kids are messing around his lawn today. What's up with that? All right, here we go. Lucky Pace, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Watching me on both, I bet. Appreciate that. Michael A. Charlin Jr. Mark Vargas, the Corinna! Hello! She is Raider Bear Live's resident mascot, and she reminds me to remind all of you that you should subscribe to Raider Bear Live. And if you can on YouTube, please just hit that subscribe button. Tickle that little bell to remind you when I'm going to be on. Yeah, please. You would do that for me. Costs nothing. Now, Facebook, it's $5 a month. That's right, $5 a month. But if you do the math, it's only like $60 for an entire year. And moreover, we give to charities all over the world, and we spread your money around, and we do it targetedly. What that means is that your money actually goes way further than the average person who tries to help the homeless or tries to help moms, single moms, and people that are having struggles in their lives that we've helped many, many, many times. And we do that with support from people like you. And I really appreciate it. So now, let's get on to football. Janarius Robinson, our defensive end of the Raiders, has been suspended 3 games without pay. And as there's only 3 games left in the season, that means he's out for the rest of the year. Putting foots in them, okay? I'm putting foots. That's right. I haven't done it in a while, but I'm putting foots in whatever Janarius, Jamarius, just stupid. You're cheating on a team that has 2 wins? What's the matter with you? We have 2 wins. You're not exactly putting up Mark McGuire numbers. Why are you cheating? Get the hell out of here. As if our season hasn't been annoying enough. Now you add to it by making us look bad by getting caught. It's not even the steroids. It's the fact that you got caught, okay, you bum. Because there's guys all over the league using steroids. But only a Raider's been in the news about it lately. Get it here. Sorry. I'm in a mood, okay? I'm putting foots in them. Because I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. Because I heard about what's going on with the NBA, or NFL draft, excuse me. I heard about what's going on with the NFL draft, and I'm just a little bit pissed because we've been kind of set up yet again, you guys, and I'm not joking. Here it is. So because we may end up no, it's doing that Winnebago.
My power is so strong I cut the camera when I walked in.
That's right. All right, so the strength of schedule, that's what's going on here. The Giants' strength of schedule is considered harder by like a little percentage than ours is. So as a result of that, if we end up with the same record at the end of the year, they get the tiebreaker, and they would get the number 1 pick. Now let me tell you what I mean. Say, for example, we really were going to get Shedeur. Well, now you're not. You're really not. because he's absolutely going to. Who wouldn't go to the Big Apple over Vegas? I mean, I know it's Vegas. Almost you're going to a bigger platform if you go to Vegas. But New York can match that. It's New York. You know what I mean? And obviously they have a history with Super Bowls. I think they have 3 or 5, something like that. And so, it would be more lucrative. It's New York City. It's New York City. Vegas is like a resort town. I mean, for example, I always laugh when our owner, who pretends he doesn't know what's going on, either that or he really not learning. Okay, Mark Davis is not learning. Even when he has opportunities to learn, he is failing at learning about the number one subject in his life, the Raiders. Okay, but he has said over and over again, why are all these opposing fans in my stadium? I really don't like it when all these opposing fans are in our stadium. Yes, that was his actual voice. But, ooh, I'm so mad. But because of the tie, the Giants will get the number 1 pick. Mark Davis is upset because there's too many fans of opposing teams in his stadium that rests in the middle of a vacation town. A multi-million-dollar vacation town named Sin City. And yet you thought you were going to plop into all that and be the number 1 attraction. You're not even the 3rd or 4th or 5th attraction, okay, bub? Foot! Both of them. And I wear a size 13, okay? Both of them just... own team. The reason why there's opposing fans there every single weekend is not just because our fans are selling their seats. Of course they're selling their seats. There's someone sitting in them. But it's opposing fans because they like the idea. Be honest, we've all probably done this at least once, or maybe even just dreamed about doing it, talked about doing it, but wanted to go to Vegas and gamble and go on the slots and hope we could win and have a giant lobster tail for $10. And everywhere else is $35, $50. You know what I mean? But they keep the food cheap there, so you keep gambling. No clocks on the walls, so you lose track of time. Keep gambling. See, so it's a resort town. It's meant to be a place where people go on vacation. So they're adding to that a Raider game now. So now guys are looking at their wives are looking at their husbands and kids and saying, hey, we're going to Vegas, we're going to see a Raider game, and go to a magic show, and go see the Irish, you know the thing. They put foots in them. I'm still bad. Not Cirque du Soleil, but in a white way. It was just it was supposed to be so Irish, and the Irish, and this guy had a fake accent, and then everyone in his dancing show wasn't Irish. I'm serious. I actually saw it once. Carlos, honestly, I've been getting bad about that. I agree. I have been getting bad about that. I usually have 60 to 80 people watching my show at any one time. I have 22 right now. And it's because I didn't put my post up early enough. I'm trying to get better about that. But yes, I get lost in the old algorithm. Anna's family in the house. Well, Antoine Anthony, honestly, let me put your comment up. Okay. Yeah, they're about to put these foots at Antonio Pierce, but to be honest with you, he kind of has it coming. Now, let's be honest. Now, just because we have fallen out of the honeymoon with him, that doesn't mean we haven't been fair with him. Now, he's only had technically 2 half seasons, because we already know that management and a lot of the fans already had him out this year at week 5. They were like, we're I would probably give him a C at best. You know what I mean? And really, a lot of that has to do with the defense bailing him out of a lot of these games. But we were in games that looked winnable, and then we played different. The play calls were different. The defense reacted differently. So anyone that wants to keep arguing with me about whether we're tanking or not, stop. We we are. I mean, I'm sorry, we are. And I know some people take that personally. You know, they're old school, and they say, no, tanking is bad. No, if you do that, it's unsportsmanlike. I get all that, but that's not the mentality toward it now. Don't you remember when analytics came in? When analytics came in, it was like 10 years ago, okay? When analytics came in, so did dumping your season to get better faster. You see what I'm saying? It's a flaw in the system. It just is. You know, you should get, for example, every team that has a bad season should have a number one pick, period. Do you see what I'm saying? You just should. Okay, now add to that 2. In other words, every team, they can still be slotted in the same ways, but they should be able to pick 2 players. See, they've got to start, and I'm not saying that's a good idea. I'm just saying they need to do something like that, because the draft now is getting manipulated by teams that are just like, well, hey, you know, we haven't got it. We're not very good. Let's dump a few guys. Get a few cheap guys off undrafted free agency and free agency itself, and then try to jump up in the draft. Oh, we did? We got a great defensive tackle, a quarterback, a wide receiver, and a running back? Well, hell, if these guys work out, and they do, suddenly you're a winner again, and now you can start trading for other guys to finish any other holes on your roster. It's a part of the game now, and I think AP is getting fired because his in-game management is poor. His game adjustments at halftime are poor. But is that because he's tanking the ship for the ownership? Because remember, Mark Davis has to act like he's upset. He has to act like he's, oh, I can't believe he did this badly. They all wanted him, and this is what I get. I mean, he's supposed to do that. He's got to play his role. And you have to imagine, if he's really tanking, and AP knows they're tanking, as soon as the camera's off, he'll go to him and just say, you know, I got to do that, you know, for the camera. We don't want the NFL, you know, getting upset. And you have to figure that the NFL itself, the body that polices this sort of thing, they're going to look the other way for the most part, unless blatant that the fans, what can you really do where the fans would know so egregiously that Goodell would have to step in and go, it's obvious that you're tanking. Jesse Parker, what's up? Welcome to the show. Jim Garrison in the house. What's up, man? Michael Charlin, I'm sure he was joking, but I wish he was. John Leon, I apologize. I know I'm freezing a little bit. It should clear itself out in a second. That's what it did for me last time. It's something about some other upgrades and downloads that I have to do on my computer. I tell it to do it, and I have to go without it, and it will make me skip. Commander Bell, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Scott Turner called a bad game, and it was just not him and his dad. Yeah, Troy, how much of this I'm ready to put on people. So if something went wrong, it went wrong, but I don't know that I would blame either of them right now. They just haven't been here long enough to make them responsible for things. Antoine Anthony said the Giants are drafting Shedeur. He's not a Raider. Well, whether he is or isn't a Raider or not, he's going to the Giants. You know, I thought maybe you were meaning that as personality wise, or the way he plays, he's not a Raider. Because destiny. What if they decide to take Cam Ward? You know what I mean? That wouldn't really rock the world as much as people think, you know? Or maybe they take Travis Hunter. I'm kind of starting to get into the Travis Hunter backyard. I really am. I'm starting to wonder, because are we getting too thirsty for a quarterback and not recognizing that most of things, it's a draft pick. You know what I mean? You can never know with draft picks. Never. Doesn't matter how surefire it looks. Travis Hunter could come into the league, break his ankle, and be an injury bust inside of 3 years. We don't know. You know what I mean? But instead, everyone looks at him and goes, oh, Travis Hunter, the Heisman winner. He plays offense. He plays defense. He's so fast. Oh, my God. No, I mean, all it would take is one injury, and that's it. You know what I mean? And so it's all a crapshoot. And I start to think about what some of the people have been saying. We're back in the later round. I mean, why not? You know what I mean? Are we going to win the Super Bowl next year because we bring in Shador or Cam? You can't guarantee that. So there's no reason to just say, oh, we just must get a quarterback. I don't know. I'm kind of in on Cam Ward. I won't lie. Quinn Ewers is my black horse. That's Quinn Ewers. I'm look. I want to do a test. I've only got 20 plus people here, so that's not really enough. Come back after the draft, and you will because you like the show. Or you could just come back and tell me I told you so. But Quinn Ewers is going to go in the draft. He's going to go to someone. It's probably not going to be us, but whoever it is, we're going to watch that guy's career, and then we're going to come back to this show and discuss it. And we're not going to discuss it after his rookie season, even if it's fantastic. I will not be cheap and rush up to the microphone and go, see, I was right. Dun, 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 dun. I was right. Dun, dun, dun. I was right. I'm not going to do that, even though I'd have every right to. Okay, or if you want something a little bit more accurate, a little bit more today, C.J. Stroud. Where's that guy at? Okay, that was a video game character dying. Now, C.J. Stroud sucks. All of a sudden. Now all of a sudden, C.J. Stroud can't play, you see? You can get a guy, it can look like you have your franchise guy. Everything's set. Whoa, look at Dak Prescott. Whoa, Dacky. Look at the guy that plays for the Chargers. Whoa. And then that second season comes and, sorry, buddy, league's got tape on you now. These defensive coordinators got tape on you now. They know what your tendencies are. They know how you like to play. They know what you like to go to on third down. And we're going to be there to knock you down. And then they get knocked around. And then you wonder, can they come back in the third year? And that's the one. Rookie season, first season, and then second season, which is really your third because, we don't really count the rookie year. So if you're a veteran in the league and you're a 2-year veteran, you're 2 years plus your rookie season. Anyway, my point is, it'll be that facts. Once they hit their third season, like Cam Williams of the Bears, he looks bad. They're not winning games. He's been sacked more than anyone else in football. But during an 8-game losing streak, he has not thrown a single interception. Not one. That's pretty good. And they're making him throw the ball. Not like a Bears team. The Bears were traditionally a run, pass, run, pass, run, pass, run. Getting the theme here. They like to run. And that was like their cornerstone. And they put that behind them with him. And so far, he's showed up, in my opinion. Not with the wins, but the numbers. Yeah, and most people feel like let them have Sanders. But the problem I have with that is that amongst the best quarterbacks coming out of the draft, he had the highest completion percentage at 75%. Or 74 if you want to be accurate. 74. It was like 74.6 or something like that. So I rounded up. But 74 higher than all of them. You know what I mean? Completion percentage is kind of it's the holy grail of quarterbacking. You know what I mean? You want more balls to be caught than dropped. It just it's 2 plus 2. You know what I mean? Oh, what's up, Tommy? Hi, Mr. R8RBEAR. The Eagles beat the Steelers. Tommy, are you kidding me? Not only did I know already, I was in my front room going, "Go, Tommy!" Me and Mama Bear had a nice laugh at that. I had homemade for all 3 meals yesterday, and today I had a breakfast pizza. Ooh, homemade veggie soup for lunch and dinner meaty pizza, and 3 chocolate-covered glazed donuts. Wow, Val! Way to pay up, Val. Okay, I'm sorry. That's some momming right there. I'm impressed. That's some good momming right there. Tommy, you have a hell of a mom. Because my mom would have told me to go to hell if I ever want to bet against her. She'd chew me out all the time. And, your mom's cool. She's about respect all the time, but, she's cool, though. My mom wasn't cool. She was awesome. I shouldn't say was. She's still with us, so. All right, moving forward. Mark Davis is about money. Unfortunately, we've been losing since our days in Oakland. Now he's embarrassed, like Jerry Jones. Antoine Anthony, another great comment. I got to tell you, he's embarrassed, but he's embarrassed in part because we've just been bad his whole tenure. Every day that he's been in control, we've been bad. There's just no way around that, And okay, yeah, did we have a winning season here or there with Derek Carr? Yeah. But so what? You know what I mean? Ultimately, everyone's having a bad season, but one team. Now, I've had people scoff at that when I said that. How does the second best team in the league, when they lead the Super Bowl, how do they look? They're more upset. They're more down than anyone else because they came that close and didn't get it. Okay? So it sucks for every single team and fan base who doesn't get the one ring. It doesn't belong to every team. And we need to smash their face in. Because I don't think they're going to win this three-peat. I really don't. And I think then the following season, once we've re-upped and we've got our draft in and we get our quarterback, we get our new coach, Mike Vrabel, it's all falling in place. It's going to be Mike Vrabel. I told you this 2 weeks ago. I don't want to say a month because it wasn't quite that long ago. But about 2 weeks ago, I basically made up my mind. It has to be Mike Vrabel. Because he's been sitting too long. Belichick's off the table. I doubt Belichick would have turned that down. If he had a shot at the Raider job, he would have taken it. Or you wanted North Carolina more. Mr. Belichick who sleeps with a 24-year-old? Oh, I ain't taking shots at him. No. You go get him, Bill. Lewis Cunningham said, "What's going on, Bear? I've been missing your shows, bro. How you and Mama Bear doing?" We're doing great, man. I appreciate you asking. Our son just got a brand new apartment. He's really excited about it. It's not too far from us. And my daughter just got a new job that pays her a lot more money. I was shocked. She's going to make, I'm not going to tell you what she's doing, but she's going to make $21 an hour. Yeah. And no, she's not a stripper. Don't do that. Pothead butts in ya! In there real quick before you finish that thought. I don't see my baby like that. Vernon, what's up, man? Draft pick is nice and all, but we really need to address coaching and the offensive coordinator. Well, the Ben Johnson with the Lions thing, I don't know if Ben Johnson is really going to want to be a head coach. I just don't know if he's going to want that. Now, a lot of guys, they just do it because when they're offered it, it's just too much money. It's too lucrative. You have to take the opportunity. Because otherwise, you may never get it offered to you again, and some owners would see that as an embarrassment for you to say, no, I'm not interested in being, the head coach of your team. No, sorry. You know what I mean? Now, the other teams hear that. They're not going to offer it to you because they don't want you to embarrass them. You see what I mean? So if they offer Ben Johnson the job, he's probably going to take. If they offer him a job, he'll probably take it. Because the Jets are more of a mess than we are. They have an old quarterback and an old wide receiver that both are pretending they're like still in their prime and about to win their next Super Bowl. When either of the two pieces could still be effective on another team, but not on the same one as the best players on that team. They've aged out of being able to carry a team on their shoulders. The Las Vegas sports market is too big for our team to continue to lose. A lot of money is involved, and we have to get back to winning and dominating. Antoine Anthony, you don't have to tell me. I just don't bring that part of the show up because I already did it once 4 years ago when we first entered into this. 5 years ago when we first entered into this. We are at a point right now where Mark Davis is having to pay back yearly over Bank of America. And that's on one part of the contract. To my understanding, he has 4 balloon payments like that. And he doesn't have that kind of money. He's got money. He's rich, but he ain't that rich. And so he's hitting a wall because he's having to borrow and kind of move money around and do things quietly so he's not embarrassed. But the truth is, he's like breaking even right now. He's the poorest of rich men, if that makes sense. It doesn't really, but so this is hitting him hard because had we started winning and win the division and maybe get into a playoff run, even if you don't win a Super Bowl, you just get to the playoffs, you're obviously relevant, the fans see the Raiders are back, they would get excited about that, you start building bandwagon fans. Football now, you know what I mean? When you start winning and you win in the playoffs, and if you win a ring or get close, you get a bunch of loser fans that say, I was always a Raider fan. You know, because they had a jacket or a jersey of Tim Brown in the bottom drawer of their underwear that they haven't taken out of that drawer in mothballs in 17 years. How do I hear it? Anyway, but that comes, you know, bandwagon fans come with it. And we've got to start doing those things if he can get the money in seats to pay this back. You know what I mean? But the fans aren't really, he's not getting sellouts. He's getting good numbers, but not sellouts. They need sellouts. Tony, make a dip. We are not getting Deion Sanders. I should probably alleviate everyone of this. And I respect Deion Sanders because when I say what I'm about to say, you're going to think I don't, but I do, so bear with me. But the Deion Sanders project is something Colorado did because the guy's famous. And they could guarantee his son, or he could guarantee his son there. And it was just something there, all the pieces fell in place, and, you know, the athletic director with Colorado went with it. He went in with no experience, and he hasn't come out looking like he's learned all this genius football. So the idea that he would, like, go right to the NFL and maybe be the head coach of the Raiders, or maybe the Giants when Brian Dable, and not because he's not a good coach, but because you fire coaches that consistently lose no matter where they're at. He doesn't get the excuse that, oh, well, the Giants were losing when I got here. You were hired to stop that. If you didn't, you're fired. And not to mention, a coach, the moment he's hired, no matter how good he is, legendary coaches, the moment a coach is hired, he's wondering when he's going to get fired. It's the only job that has, like, no longevity. There's no pension. It only has as long as you're winning. And then once you start losing, then you need to start being reviewed. Even though you're the same genius, it's just you've got a different squad now, different guys, and they got hurt, and your quarterback sucked, and your general manager draft crappy for you, so now you can't win. You know, because guys age out of the league. You know what I mean? Now the coach that, you know, was a genius now has to bring in this whole other roster. His GM sucks, and, you know. So no, we're not getting Deion Sanders. Commander Bell, it was pretty bad, but it wasn't the worst. Bear, there is a clock in Margaritaville, and that clock reads 5. I'm not arguing with that. I just feel like I do a show, so I have to put up both sides of the argument. Where I think that if you can get Cam Ward, okay. But for example, let's say in some weird way, okay, we kick a field goal, okay, and then the other team just puts up a donut. And somehow we just, without trying, we win a game. If that happens, we go from a guaranteed second place pick, you know, in the first round to 8th, 6th. They're losing teams. But with one more win than those teams have, or matching their records, you move way back. And so all the quarterbacks would be gone again. So to me, we have to at least discuss, what do you do in that instance? Well, to me, go after defense. You know what I mean? Just go after defense, and then, you know, or just get the best quarterback available that's still on the board at the time of the pick. Because there's at least 5. I mean, they'd have to go through all 5 in the first 4 or 5 picks, and I don't think that's going to happen. There are teams on there that don't need a quarterback. Love you too, Mike. You have a very Merry Christmas to you and your family. I appreciate that, brother. Mark Vargas, I'm old school too, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It. To me, it's a part of the game now. We can't say that we hate tanking when we know teams tank. I mean, it's just a fact. Teams tank. It may not have been us in the past, but teams tank. That's just a fact. So if they can do it, we can't. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because you're just guaranteeing losses to your fans that are paying to go to see a possible win. Well, now you're going to a wrestling circus where the outcome's already decided. You know what I mean? And paying for that. What's the difference? You see? Myself, because I don't notice today. I don't know any of these wrestlers today. But if you go to that show because you want to see the muscle circus, and I'm a wrestling fan, I'll admit it. Not lately. That's why I don't know the new people. But I love NXT. I love what they're doing too. I love how the females are getting so important now. I love that they're letting them really fight now instead of just being sex objects. They're actually doing moves and flying off the top and getting their own beefs. Love it. But that's all fake, and we all fill the stadium to see it. WrestleMania, year after year after year, gets bigger, and hundreds of thousands of people go. What's the difference? They're bringing you a spectacle of men and women, extremely muscular, just like football. Some of them in outfits, just like football, with their uniforms, and they're putting on a show that's orchestrated. I don't see the difference. So the fact that you may do it one year here or there, I don't have a problem with that. Mark, yes, sir, I agree. I've decided that we are now the Las Vegas Rankers. Let me get to John. That's a good question. John said, do you believe the Turners are in on the tanking? To be honest with you, John, as weird as this would sound, do you remember how people said that the landing on the moon was fake? The only reason why I thought you could fool all the people that are working in the building, okay, they have 200-300 people, and they're all sitting at a desk right in front of their computer like I am, okay, and they're in charge of the propulsion and the fuel and the temperature and all these things they monitor. All they have to do is go through what is a regular test run for them, but turn everything on. For eyesight, it would be in orbit, but not actually go to actual Mars. And then fly around the moon, or excuse me, around the Earth, a few dozen times, and then come down, land, and say, we did it, and show people some grainy black and white video. Could that be done? Absolutely. And so could the Turners, even the coaching staff, not really be in on this, just AP and the decisions he's making affecting the outcome of the game? If he goes to the offensive coordinator, which we saw in Luke Getsy, and shouting at him, run this, run that, run this, run that. When I knew it was for sure was 2 games ago when we were on 4th and, I think it was like 4th and 1 or 4th and 2, and we were almost at the 40-yard line, so it was kind of an in-betweener call where you punt or you go for it. He goes for it, and he runs right up the middle. That just never works. Old school, just line up and go. When the other team knows you're coming, it was the Chiefs game. And we were giving him hell, and then all of a sudden on 4th down, he's like, okay, we'll just surrender. Go right up the middle, A gap, B gap. Didn't get it. And I'm like, that's tanking. There's no way that's not tanking. I mean, how do you call running in the A and B gap when the only thing the Chiefs do well against the run is in the middle? That's it. They can't set the edge. They can't set the corner. So if you try to go around the gap and cut in, you can score. If you go around their defensive end. If you go wide, where you're trying to beat everyone to the sidelines, you can beat them. It's statistically a fact if you look at the statistics with the Chiefs and how they play the run. The only way high school run right up the middle. It was ridiculous. His time management's been bad. How you like seeing Kermit get folded up like a lawn chair? And it's that ankle again. He's like Steph Curry in that one way only. Because you're definitely not handsome and cool. Steph is. No, I love seeing it. Every time he goes down and it's that ankle, I like it. Because you guys probably remember, we kind of started that with Max Crosby. It was the game when, not last year, but the year before that, I believe it was, and we were in Kansas City. And Max just smashed him, and then he did one of those gator death rolls with his leg. I'm sure it was an accident, referee. I'm sure he didn't mean to do that at all. Yeah, he meant it. He meant every inch of it. Just turned himself into a human crocodile and effed that ankle up to the point where now it re-triggers. He may have cracked a bone or broken a bone in his ankle that previous year, and then he put an air cast on it and rehabbed it until the following season, and then just took it off, said, okay, I'm healed, let's go. And it probably didn't heal perfect. If it doesn't heal perfectly straight and there's just the slightest little angle off like that where it's not quite on, then it'll snap again with the least bit of force. That's what Conor McGregor's going through right now. Because when he initially, and I'm breaking news for those of you who like MMA and Conor McGregor, I'm just letting you know. The breaking news is, because people were breaking, I shouldn't use that phrase. Clean. And so because his break was not clean, it had ligaments in there that didn't tear away. So they had to clean all that up. And then when it healed, it didn't heal straight. And then they had to reset it and do it again. And so that's why he's been out effectively 2 years. And I just heard this morning he actually is setting himself up for a boxing match with Logan Paul. So in a sense, he's become a farce at this point. I said quite clearly his career was over back when he first got his leg broken. Then if it happens, should we trade down or take Travis Hunter? He's going in the top 5 picks for sure. Someone in the first 5 picks is going to pick him, no doubt. And if they don't, they're out of their mind, because that guy's a generational player. It's why I want him. You know what I mean? I was hearing an argument made by someone I trust that basically said, what if the Raiders pass on quarterback in the first round, get Travis Hunter, because we know the Giants are going to take a quarterback, so they're clear. They have Travis Hunter in their hands. How can you have Travis Hunter in your hands and pick a quarterback? See? Quarterback. But I'm just saying, you have a once-in-a-generation athlete in Travis Hunter. There are guys that try to do things in college to make themselves stand out. This is different. He played doing it. Who's that remind you of? Charles Woodson. Yeah, Mount Rushmore, okay? We're talking about gods now. It's Charlie Woodson, okay? We're talking about gods now. He did what that guy did. Played both sides of the ball and won the Heisman. What happened to Charles? Amazing. I'm just saying, some other guy quarterback and it doesn't work, I'm going to lose my mind. If Telesco misses on a quarterback again, he's going to be on the hot seat. No, Antoine, he'll be fired. He'll be fired. He's already on the hot seat. Tom, you remember when GMs get, hired in, an interim AP, you know what I mean? So if he goes, Telesco goes. Now, that's not a guarantee, but it could be, because I promised you, you don't understand what's going on if you don't know how maniacal Tom Brady is. That guy is like a super evil Lex Luthor. He is. Although you may be laughing, I'm not just trying to make you laugh. I'm being honest. He is Lex Luthor. And I don't mean the one from the live action movies. I mean the one from the cartoons. Yeah. Okay? He's like that. So the moment he gets his hands in our cookies, and he's going to. I know that phrase was terrible. But he's gonna have a huge say in virtually everything, guys. And I'm telling you, Mike Vrabel's the pick. I don't think there's any doubt about it. And it's just because his relationship with Tom is fantastic, and Vrabel was the winner with the Titans. I can't see a scenario more solid than that, and I know Tom's going to push for that. Crosby probably wants nothing to do with the current tanking mentality mindset, probably why he's going ahead with his ankle surgery right now. Quinn Myers said he saw Crosby walking around the facility looking good, not limping. Yeah, Michael Purifoy, always good to see you, brother. Much love. I got to be honest with you, brother. I think they let Crosby go on vacation with his wife. I just don't have a problem with that. He is not just our best player. He is one of the best players among all football teams. He disrupts games by himself. There are very few guys that can say that, but the ones who can have names like Reggie White, Lawrence Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Howie Long. He's that good. He's on that pace. And why are we a new one in games that are pointless? Why do you think we're not really looking for another quarterback? We still got 3 games to go. They just want these guys to get us limp us across the finish line. And then they'll be Ritter won't even be on the team. Gardner will be gone. They'll act like all of that was a mistake. On who they'll put that, I don't know. You know, John, I agree with that. I do. I agree with that. If you bring in a young quarterback, look at what the Falcons are doing. I like what the Falcons are doing. You know what I mean? Even though they do have a competent quarterback in Kirk Cousins, make the kid sit. You know, let him see the game. Let him learn the game a little bit. You know what I mean? Everyone's always so antsy to see these young, hot quarterbacks that we get hyped about for months, you know, coming into the draft, out of the draft, and then they hit the ground and we want them to start right away. It's just not good. 90% of the time, it's just not good. I honestly, what Bo Nix has been doing for the Broncos, in my opinion, is impressive. Because the Broncos are still a mess. Don't let them fool you. They have a good coach who can hide a lot of things. You know, Sean Casey's for real. But Bo Nix is better than people realize. I'm surprised. I really thought Bo Nix was kind of a creation of scouting and you know what I mean? But he has hit that transition you make from when you're a college quarterback to an NFL quarterback. And he's got that look. He never looks like he doubts himself. He never looks concerned. He never drops his head after interceptions or fumbles or mistakes. He goes, damn! He gets mad. He pumps his fist. See, that's the reaction I want to see from a young player. I want to see cojones. Now get out there and play the game and stop making mistakes. And if you do, make new ones. You're a rookie. You're a baby. You're going to make mistakes. We'll put up with that. You have a contract. Steven! Appreciate the love on the stars, brother. Aw, Corinna. Appreciate you, Corinna Tohillo. Much love. Mike Durkee laughing at you, boy. All right, let me see here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the NFL draft too, Commander Bell, because it's the first time in a long time we've been in the top 5. And to be number 2, that's incredible. Oh, wow, Glenn Medina. I wish I was still out there. Oh, look at your profile picture. Look at her. What a cutie. No, Commander Bell. You know, Glenn, I don't know if it's going to be the Bills that beat the Chiefs. I have a feeling the Chiefs aren't going to make it to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that they're not going to win the Super Bowl. I'm saying they're going to get dethroned in the middle or the beginning of the playoffs. I really think that this year. I think there's... Glenn Medina, I already said this, but I'll say it again just because I find it interesting. I think Mike Vrabel is going to be our next coach for sure. And I can tell you right now, he's not going to have the problems that AP had. He won't. Game management, clock management, decisions on 4th down, things like that. Personnel getting on and off the field. Mike Vrabel's real professional. The trick is we have to watch what he does with offensive coordinator. And then also, like Brian Flores, and he may not get a job. And he was an offensive, I think was he a defensive coordinator? I think he was a defensive coordinator. I got to let that one go. But I think it was I'm mixing him up with Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson will get a job. But if he didn't, Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator formerly of the Lions, at the end of the season, he'll no longer be their offensive coordinator. He's going to go for a head coaching job somewhere. If he didn't get an offer, I would immediately offer him the offensive coordinator job with the Raiders and make it lucrative. Because he already showed what he can do with the Lions. Guys, the Lions. The Lions. I mean, come on. We think as Raider fans we have a hard time. Think of the Lions fans. I mean, they've had multiple, decades of wearing bags on their heads. You know what I mean? And then that kid Ben Johnson goes in there and goes, "We're going to run this," and I don't know why he became Russian on me all of a sudden, but we're going to do it like this, and then we go like this, and then we make many touchdowns. Let's go. He's not Russian. I don't know why I did that. All right, let me see here. The only thing about anyone good wanting to coach for us, because we don't have anything attractive, we saw the logo, bro, and that's very attractive. Trust me. Thank you, Mr. Bear. Of course I pay my bets. Dad taught me that. Speaking of Dad, he just pulled in and doesn't look happy. Uh-oh, he must have been in D.C. today. I don't really like smoking, but I'm going to get out one of his stogies and pour him a brandy. Val, you're awesome. Okay. Good reporting there, Antoine Anthony. I appreciate that. Mark Davis is selling more pieces of the Raiders. Is that true? Glenn Medina, it won't matter. He was grandfathered into ownership by his dad, and the NFL has a rule that if you're grandfathered into a franchise, you can't lose the franchise as long as you have at least 1% of the franchise. How's that for annoying the shit out of you? Excuse my French. But I mean, my God. So now we can't even get rid of him if he sells. He can... tiny section of it, and he not only still is an owner, he has command control because he was grandfathered in. I checked. It sucks, but it's true. Frank Raider Ballou said, "We have so many holes. At quarterback is the sexy pick, but I would trade out as many times corners. 2 more years of great drafting needed." Frank, that was a great comment. Welcome to the show. And I would say to you, not only do I agree with you, but I don't know why they don't get it. I mean, the Raiders should be selling us, the franchise, on the idea of trading down out of almost all the rounds so that you can get 12 picks, 15 picks instead of 7 or... That's the objective now, if you ask me. There's more guys coming out of college, applying for the draft in the NFL. There's more now than ever in our history, and it's only growing. And so that means the talent pool and the likelihood of you finding someone that the scouts missed who just couldn't go to a big Ivy League school, and he went to St. Joseph's Saskatchewan in Omaha, and that guy had 70 round pick. You see what I mean? And so we could rebuild the team quick, not on sexy names, but on excellent drafting. You see what I mean? And we have done that. What we saw from Telesco, in my opinion, was really good. The lineman he brought in from Oregon, nice. I like the moves. The Tyree Wilson thing, I'm ready to say that he'll get a little more time, and we'll find out really what he is. Is there anyone here who thinks it was an accident on Black Friday when AOC acted like he didn't see the ball that was snapped to him? No, Mike, what you should ask yourself is, how many things went wrong on that play? A guy was still moving in motion. There was a false start. He was clapping for the ball as a part of his cadence, even though that wasn't a part of his cadence. Every center knows that if the quarterback starts going like this, he's saying you can't hear him over the crowd noise. Snap the ball. So he snapped the ball. Aiden O'Connell even admitted to this after the game. That play was a Travis mockery. If anything was the obvious moment that would expose us to potentially tanking, when you consider that if we had just gotten off, our kicker was going to come out and win the game, and we were going to beat the lauded Chiefs again. Oh no, not them. And the NFL would have to watch their precious baby go down, and go down hard, because we went in their stadium and took one from them when everyone thinks we suck right now. And that's why the refs protected them in that football game. And I ain't seen it any other way. Alexa, resume! She even knows my voice now. Alright, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to your armed forces. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force. For all you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Active and veteran. Much love. Please like and subscribe, and consider a subscription to R8RBEAR family page on Facebook. It would help a lot. I will see you tomorrow, R8RBEAR family page. Peace! That's how I like saying it, or go. Peace! Or peace. No, that sounded bad.